Okay, do you see what that is? That's blueberries from last year in my yard. Okay? I grew those, people. I planted those plants. Okay? They're coming, one bush is coming into maturity. And with the bushes that I have out there, Andre eats blueberries every day. Okay? As they're growing. Plus, I freeze some. Like, this shit, what's going on, isn't a fucking joke. I've spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in this yard over 11 years just to get it so that I can have food security for my family. And it just so happens I have orphan grandkids. Okay. And I'm going to be grinding these up in a little thing that I have for Amari. He gets a mashed up egg with, what is that called? Mayonnaise. And that's another thing. I wanted to get maybe chickens this year, right? In light of what's been going on. Okay? My landlord told me to do that because the city has made it where I can do that now because my property is big enough to have chickens on the property. And I already have a hen house with the boxing beds and everything, people. Okay? I have a coop. I just have to raccoon-proof it and rat-proof it with just a little bit more screen. It's like 3/4 screened up already. Hundreds of dollars, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, anyway, you know, like looking at them, sure, I'm happy to have them, but I'm getting sick just thinking about what my new landlord is doing in terms of running me out into the fucking streets, okay? If he thinks I can afford to live upstairs by myself with my 2 grandchildren, right, working in his yard for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, spending money where it needs to be spent, where on a shovel, whatever it is, right, paying $2,000 a month for that. He's got another thing coming because I can't afford it, people. I can't. I'm on a budget. My budget goes around this house. Okay, and I'm going to try and wean myself out over the next, well, I don't even know anymore. Because everything's being taken away from me. You know, as soon as you get fucking stable, you ever notice that? As soon as you just kind of get back on track and you're starting to stable out and, you know, and you're kind of just managing and you're getting, you know, whatever, caught up on things, or just bullshit. People come in and just sabotage it and destroy it and make your life harder, and people die around you and disappear and get injured, and, you know, shit gets thrown out and things get trashed and you be falsely accused of this, and, you know, it's just like, what the fuck, man? Is that the only way you can succeed in life, is by going around destroying other people's fucking lives? It seems that way now, doesn't it? So yeah, I get it where I can grow my own things, people. I invested into it. I'm the one that worked like a fucking dog out there. Okay? 2 times in the front because it got all ripped up because of a plumber. Right? And now I'm like, it's, you know, you get to, you know, that's what they did with Uncle John. They just ripped him out and imploded the house. That's what they did with Sierra. They just kicked her out, and she was doing good, people, and they fucking ruined her fucking life and just threw her out, and knowing that she'd do drugs because they took away her fucking methadone, they took away her bed, they took away her for support system, they took away everything, they took away her son, because they knew what they were doing, people. She didn't have her methadone, couldn't get it, because the government made it really hard for people in that situation to get their fucking methadones if they weren't, like, on time. All together like they were fucking normal, when the government knows they're not fucking normal. I turned her into an 8-year junkie and basically pimped her out in the streets. And turned her into a monster, where she was harassing me every day for something. And it was awful. Awful. And then they turned around and they did what they did behind that closed door, thinking they got away with it. Yeah, okay. Right? I survived all that. Shemaine being murdered, right? Embalmed, all that crap, right? Right? I survived, right? I got my family to a point where I can pay the rent, not fucking worry about it, feed my family, and wing my way out of here, and my landlord wants to fucking sabotage it. Because what? So he can get richer? Richer? Buy another house? How many houses? How many houses do you need before you're fucking satisfied? So who do you think's out there fighting for Canada? Do you think it's a bunch of fucking immigrants, right? Taking over jobs, working as scabs? No, people. They're not out there fighting for fucking Canada. Okay? Do you think it's the fucking immigrants that have infiltrated our healthcare system and participate in the medical kidnapping of the Caucasians coming in because they hold the most assets that are like the baby boomers for the next 15 fucking years? No, people. Because they're being bribed and paid off by a corrupt government, okay? All right? How many Canadian-born immigrants are out there fighting for Canada, for their Canadian rights, being that they were born here, but their parents may have came in as immigrants? I'd like to know, because anytime I look at this stuff, it's mostly white people that do it, okay? Well, everybody else is in the back scenes plotting and scheming how to attack us, right? Whether they're taking our houses away from us, whether they're taking our food away from us, whether they're taking our kids away from us, whether they're taking away our Uncle John's away from us. So what? They can buy more fucking houses, go on and brag on about how they're in bed with fucking Trudeau? With his brown face?
Artificial cover for
right.
Anyway.
Okay, so I'm a fringe extremist because I don't want my family to be injected with experimental drugs that clearly change the human body. Okay, that's what they're designed for, but they're not telling you the whole truth and nothing but the fucking truth. And being that I already went through that with Sierra and with their street drugs called fentanyl, right? And trust me, people, it's not being funneled through China. It has nothing to do with China. Whatever's going through the province of British Columbia, Canada, is being manufactured by the criminals in British Columbia, Canada, and then divvied out between the criminals within British Columbia, Canada. Okay? And then you get a gong show, a theatrical show with a bunch of cops running around doing nothing. Okay?
The tyranny
as the government enables it to happen, because it brings in at least 17,000, sorry, 1,700 plus, 1,700 plus dead bodies in 1 year, okay? Because that's the number we're at now. And of course, they blame their virus on that fact, because everybody's hiding out by themselves, doing drugs by themselves. No, people, it's because a lot of them are being murdered, to which the cops are covering it up. Plain fucking simple, okay? As the crooks get richer and richer and buy more houses, as they're wheeling and dealing in body parts, okay? As they destroy families.
Conservative finance critic in Canada, and he's responsible
products that you rely upon.
And remember, people,
so I think that it is possible to hold individual
whatever is going on in the grocery stores started before this started. Don't lose sight of that. And it's not just in your local neighborhood. It's across the continent, and it's spilling into other countries, okay? Because that's where your cartels from other countries have infiltrated Canada and our parliament buildings and infected people like this with something else that don't even become fucking human anymore, okay?
Destructive portrayal of absolutely anything that they are against.
So yeah, let's see if we can see any, what do you call that? Brown people, okay? We got a few immigrants in there that come from Poland and places like that, because you can hear it from their accents. But everybody that you're looking at, okay? They're all Caucasian. Why, people? Why? Have you ever stopped to ask yourself why the brown immigrants, the Chinese, aren't stepping up to the plate? What is it that they got to gain? Oh, I know. They get the saline, right? They got got so much fucking money that they buy the saline, right? As they kick out vulnerable families into an economy that's completely fucking crashing, except for the fucking criminals and the ones that can amass great wealth at the expense of destroying lives. Okay?
And being condescending towards us.
Police stood back.
Yeah, just humiliate me, right? I bust my butt for a fucking year trying to make sure, guarantee that no matter what, my landlady was gonna get her fucking rent. And how do I get repaid? I get kicked in the fucking teeth.
So you get a sense of what this protest was.
I can't go, oh, well, gee, I can't pay your rent because I ain't got no food. There's no food, and it's so expensive. I have to buy food for the grandkids. So before I can pay rent, I got to pay out all this money for all this food that's so expensive. So you're just going to have to wait for your rent. No. Rent comes first, then the food is in the house. So I don't have to worry about the food. But do I get a thank you for that? No. Because whoever's running the fucking show in fucking BC want more for themselves because they are inheriting the earth, and to hell with everybody else that's in it.
Of truck drivers and their supporters gathering in Ottawa to demand the end to COVID restrictions.
Right.
And again, it's just that video that we just played in the last segment. The media trying to portray these people as dangerous, fringe.
I'm dangerous. I'm facing homelessness with all my food in a garbage bin after it's been fucking pillaged first. Because you know they're going to take what they want first, people.
These anti-science.
And they're still going to talk behind my back, call me down, call me this, call me that, and call me white fucking trash and that whatever the fucking happened to me, I deserved it.
You can't help but destroy your own narrative.
Because that's been the monologue, people, for years now.
Of the show today.
Now it's coming to a fucking head.
To prevent Freedom Convoy from reaching their goal, they're claiming that the weather is shutting down the roads. Justin Trudeau is in hiding. They're calling everybody who's in this a fascist and a racist and a conspiracy theorist.
I've been dealing with that shit for fucking years.
That's enough of talking about
for standing up for the community.
Let's listen to how some of the people in Canada who are
only
sick
part of the community,
2 years,
because there's one part that just doesn't give a shit. Well, actually, a lot of people don't give a shit, but now they're starting to give a shit. But they're still blind to what's really going on when it comes to how our governments are replacing the Canadian-born people with an immigrant population that's already established here and is greedy.
Thank you, trucker.
They don't care if they exploit my family or sooner or later, after mine's dead, the Syrian family. But you see, the Syrians, one or two of them will start fucking running that fentanyl through the fucking community. So they'll become successful, right? Before you know it, they're in a big ass house, even though they never worked a fucking day in their life, right? Well, other Syrian families will end up being the next generation of Shamays and Amaris and Andres.
Say something to the truckers?
Thank you, truckers. Hi, I'm Tiff.
White.
God bless. Hello, I'm
Where's the Punjabis? I'd like to fucking see
I
it.
come from Manitoba. I just wanted to thank
Too busy kicking everybody out into the fucking streets. Well, at least the ones that they can do that with. Right? And if it's not that, they're what? Scoping them out in the fucking hospitals? Working with whoever, the senior staff to medically kidnap these people that have assets, their parents that have assets, so they can steal their fucking houses?
And I am 80 years old.
And then say cough up $4,000 or get the fuck out?
I'm Austin and
Yeah, okay.
mine and
I've been telling you for years, people, what's been going on around here. In Canada! Uncle John was just the tip of the iceberg. Auntie Joan's IV was turned off. They deprived her of water, people. They murdered her, people.
Thank you, truckers, for being our heroes. This is Shannon.
Take a good look.
Alberta. We love you.
Where's the ones getting fucking rich standing up for fucking Canada? I don't see them, people.
Bring back their childhood.
They're too busy being fucking mean.
In my heart.
Hi, my name is Clara from
Destroying families.
and have a nice.
Oh, maybe you might get one or two truck drivers in there that might be Punjabi. I don't know.
Thing to see, folks.
Maybe.
Here's, Pastor
Maybe.
Hildebrand with a thank you. For the
Don't take a
truckers
brush
service.
and broad sweep,
Please,
right?
stay focused.
Even though we all know the
United.
fucking Punjabis are
Don't
the
let
fucking
any
Borg.
people infiltrate among
Right?
you that will aggravate.
So in other words,
you or
when it comes time for me to move out and find another house, what the hell do you think I'm gonna fucking find? And who am I gonna find it with? Huh?
God is on our side. We're standing up.
And how do you think I'm gonna be treated when I get
Thank
there,
you,
people?
truckers. Thank you, truckers. If you got it, the truck brought it, they say. We must stand the course, and we will stand.
This wasn't the video I wanted to do, but I'm so angry because
you support you. Thank you.
I don't know.
Tonight we'll have a prayer meeting.
I don't
We'll ask
know.
God to protect
I don't know
you
what
on
this
the
is going
way.
to change.
To all those that are traveling,
Right.
may God be with
I really
you.
don't.
Thank you so very
Because
much.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen,
the people that are running these hotels, these COVID hotels, that, you know, those people end up in, those people are ending up being starved in these COVID hotels, which are being organized and managed and run by the ones that aren't at the protest. And I'll just give you one guess as to what the fuck their color is in terms of their ethnic heritage. Okay?
Their God-given rights.
You're not going to find too many white people doing that.
And it's never been more clear.
Although you got your senior bosses that make good money to run the grunts to do it for them, right? That's classic. That happens.
Is the beneficial, loving, caring, correct side, and which side is the support the truckers, or I might be a fascist.
I'm not racist, people. I asked the board director a year and a half, 2 years ago, let's do a Fasaki. Regardless of what last year, regardless of what our governments are doing, let's just do it. Okay? 500,000 Punjabis like the good old days, right? You know, it's not a protest. It's just Canadians doing what Canadians do, right? And you know what? He put his tail between his legs, and
I want to play a couple more videos from this. Actually, let's go to clip number 9 here. This is
he won't do it, people. He won't do it because he's fucking scared.
Group that comprises the Trudeau.
He's fucking scared, people. Right? And then he tries to flip it on me and say, oh, you go ahead and do your little protest against the government. I said it has nothing to do with a protest against the government. It's about having human rights and being able to do what's proper in terms of why should you give up your Fasaki? Oh, I know, because he owns a security business now, and he'll be one at the gate making sure that everybody has their go pass in order to participate as they cast stones at me and my grandkids. Okay? Do you see where that went, people? Right? Do you see? So, you know, I see the Punjabi community as a very strong force. They're a huge voting bloc, but they're also self-centered and are not standing up for Canadian rights. In fact, what they're doing is they're capitalizing off of Caucasians in terms of, like I said, what's happening through the healthcare system that's being directed by senior staff with many of those Caucasian. So it's the white people selling out the white people, while the immigrant population, not all Punjabis, some, but regardless of where these immigrants come from, do the dirty work of the government, okay? Which is like money laundering, because they're medically kidnapping a whole lot of elderly people to flush them out of their houses so people like my new landlord can buy them, put in new windows, maybe change the furnace, and then rent it out for $4,000 a month. And when the new tenants move in, they're going to find out that all their fucking pipes are backed up, all their fucking taps are leaking, all the electrical outlets are fucking shorting out, the roof is fucking leaking, that's broken, the yard looks like fucking shit, there's fucking sand all over the place with a bunch of cat shitting in it, right? You know what I'm saying? Okay, everything that I've been going through all these fucking years, okay? To only end up being kicked out. Right? From house to house to house to house to house. That's why they're not out there fighting for fucking Canada. Okay? Seriously, people. Like, right? For all their strength, why aren't they fighting for Canada and for human rights? Do they really want their kids to play Russian roulette with a fucking saline injection? How many times can you buy a saline injection in order to protect your kids from an experimental analog? hoping that you're gonna get fucking rich while you fucking do it as you destroy everything in your fucking path to do it. Okay? Seriously. And I don't have a right to be angry about that, being it's my family has and continues to be destroyed. Well, I see all these white people mainly, even if some of them are immigrants from different countries. The point is, where are the brown people? Where are the Chinese? Where are the natives? I don't see those people rallying for Canada. Okay? Sure, we have a lot of, what do you call those things? Natives. We have a lot of natives sitting up in the reserves, so maybe they don't want to get out there and fight for fucking Canada because they're comfortable where they are. But what about the Chinese? Oh, I know. They buy houses and let them sit fucking empty for years and years and years and years and just flip them so that my landlady, her son, and whoever else they're connected to can benefit with the property increasing so they can come back to me and say, don't you realize that I can get $4,000 now for your house? So get the fuck out if you can't pay for it, or move out of the basement and continue to pay me $2,000 for the upper floor and work your fucking ass off in my yard for me so that when I fucking sell it, I get $3 million. Right? And it's like that from neighborhood to neighborhood to neighborhood to neighborhood to neighborhood to neighborhood, because as the Canadian-born people are dying, Trudeau and his fucking crew are just bringing in a whole bunch more immigrants to fill the slot. Okay? And if some of those immigrants are willing to fucking start wheeling and dealing in fucking criminal activity, they will be successful. If they're gonna be fucking mean and attacking people and threatening people and destroying people's lives, they will be successful. If they're humble and they try and do the right thing and they try and rally the community for all the right reasons, they will be attacked and destroyed like my family. And that's the bottom fucking line. That is fucking Canada. People need to wake up and really smell the fucking coffee and realize what the fuck Canada is.